What's up, guys? Got this month's collection update. Got quite a bit of things. Tapes, CDs, bunch of records. Even got a 7-inch and a 10-inch as well. It's not just black metal. There's a couple other little things mixed up in there. So it'll definitely make for a more interesting update, I'm sure. But anyways, I got a lot to show, so let's just go ahead and get started. Last month has just been crazy. I'm surprised I even found time to do a video, but here we go. Okay, so I figure we'll start off with the tapes. I don't know if I already said that, but that's per usual. So first one we have, this is Armageddon, Ave Satan. You guys should know Armageddon at this point, because God knows I've talked about them enough. And this copy this was limited to 250 copies, and this is copy number 16. And next to the number, it says "Your Semen." I'm like, okay. So, yeah. Yeah, it's excellent. I don't give a fuck. French black metal. Alright, next up, we have Dissection with the Somberlane. Been wanting this on tape for a while. Then after either this or the No Fashion tape pressing, both are just pretty hard to find, at least for a cheap price. So there's that. And I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess the previous owner had left it in the sun or something, because I mean, you can see it's pretty, that's definitely like some sun damage right there to the cover. Because all the other pages look fine except for just that front cover. So, not quite sure what happened there. But yeah. Yeah, Mystic Production just always did such a great job with tape pressings. Like, you don't see that. I mean, there are still some good tape labels out there, you know, like Darkness Shall Rise, Dread Records, labels like that. But I mean, there's just something about the way the labels like Mystic Production and Morbid Noise, the way they did their tape releases, they're just untouched or unmatched in my opinion. So glad to have picked this up. It's Dissection. Y'all fucking know that shit. People kept asking me, are you gonna get that Dissection tape box set? And I'm like, no, I don't want to spend, however fucking much it was. I think it was like $200 or $300 or something like that. And it's like the only tape I care to have out of that whole box set was the Somberlane, because I already had Storm of the Lightsbane. It's like, I don't care to have all of those little extra demos or live recordings on their own separate tape. I think that's fucking stupid. They should have just compiled all the demos and stuff onto one tape or something. It's like, there did not need to be this big ass box set for a band that, when you really think about it, does not have that many, or did not have that many releases. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on the whole thing. Anyways, moving on. I say that with total respect to Darkness Shall Rise, which I'm pretty sure is the label that put it out. But it's just like that big ass tape box was just kind of, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting to the point now where I'm over tape boxes. Like, obviously I still have a few, but I've also sold a few, recently, just because I was just like, I don't know. It's just too much. Anyways, moving on to some more French black metal. This is Drakenhail, Arances Monotones. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't speak French. Released through Rempart Immortel, limited to 100 copies. I got 85 out of 100. So I actually grabbed this off the Black Vault. Some guy was selling a bunch of tapes that I really wanted, and I'm guessing these are just lyrics. I don't know. It comes with this little fold-up piece of paper. So yeah, Drake and Hale is one of those bands, projects that I've said multiple times. Most people will not like it. It's very dreary and monotone, as is kind of the case with most of Dunkel's projects. I kind of look at it as something that's an acquired taste, you know. It might not be something that you'll like right off the bat, but the thing I like about Dunkel's music is that it's good background noise, like for just like me, for instance, like playing video games, packing orders, or just going through, pulling out, you know, reorganizing your collection and stuff like that. It's just good, like, background music. So, that's Drake and Hale. Next up, we got some Polish black metal. We got Evil Feast, Thy Abhorrent Emerging. Also, grabbed this one off the Black Vault from the same guy. Tape reissue through Medieval Prophecy Records. They did just do the vinyl release as well, but I missed that. I think it was pretty fucking limited too, so. But this tape will do for now, so yeah. Excellent Polish black metal, can't go wrong with Evil Feast. Next up we have some melodic death metal. This is Intestinalism with an Anatomy of the Beast. Reissue through Sewer Rot Vault. Yeah. So this band is from Japan. It's as if it wasn't already obvious by the cover. And this is probably one of the finest examples of proper melodic death metal. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think melodic death metal is a dead genre. I mean, the peak performances for me came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. Of course, there are still, with the exception, there are still a few bands today that are still putting out, you know, quality melodic death metal. But for the most part, especially the bigger bands, they haven't really released anything good since, you know, the 2000s. You know, early to mid 2000s. So, yeah. But anyways, Intestinalism is fantastic. This album is great. So, if you like melodic death metal, even if you're kind of like, you know, I like death metal, but I'm not super crazy about melodic death metal. Even still, check this out anyways. This is really fucking good, guys. So, Intestinalism and Anatomy of the Beast. I know Wyatt has talked about this a lot, so if you watch his channel, I'm sure you've heard him talk about that at least one time. Okay, next up, we have some US black metal. This is Lampier with Demo 3. Put out through Perverse Homage. Just a plain black tape. I think I grabbed this from some guy off Discogs. Just good standard raw black metal. Basically Sanguine Relic Worship, which I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned that about this band, but I like Lampier a lot. I think it's a great project, so yep. There's that. Alright, next up, we have the last tape. This is Satkre. I've never really figured out how to fucking pronounce the name of that project. But there it is right there. And this is El Arbor Mort. Put out through the same label that did the Drake and Hale, that Drake and Hale tape. And also numbered out of 100. This is number 81. Kind of hard to see it there. So you got that. This was another Black Vault pickup from that same seller. And then just like the other one, so this one doesn't have lyrics or anything. It's literally just that picture. So, and then you got just a black tape with shit on it. So aside from Drake and Hale, Set Cray, I would say definitely is more along the lines of the traditional black metal style. He still kind of throws his own little twist into it, but I would say this is more accessible than Drake and Hale. So, and I've also heard many people say that this is their favorite Dunkel project, which not hard to see why. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I'll see if I can find a link for those guys. All right, let's move on to the CDs. First up, we got some US black metal. This is Ancestral Shadows with Eldritch Illuminations. So this is the new EP, just came out like at the tail end of last year. And Dark Adversary just put out the CD this year. Limited to 300 copies. Got that, very nice. Fucking Asgore always does a fantastic job with his CD releases. And the booklet, you just got the lyrics. Yeah, I fucking love Ancestral Shadows. They're hands down, at this moment, they're probably hands down my favorite US black metal band. They just do a really good job creating memorable songs, and like it's like, I feel like they try to make it to where everything in their song, like it means something. It's not just a filler, you know, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it. They just do a really good job of creating stuff that gets stuck in your head. So it's like I'm always constantly finding myself going back and listening to their albums, you know, just on constant rotation. And this EP has been on constant rotation literally since it was released. So, yeah. Go listen to some actual good US black metal, not the garbage that floods Instagram. That's Ancestral Shadows with Eldritch Illuminations. Next up, we got some Armageddon again. This is Kill Yourself or Die. First album. And this was limited to 1,000 copies. I know some of the kiddies, if they're watching this, are probably like, wow, 1,000 copies? That's so much compared to what we get to now. But yeah, don't really need to say much about this. It's Armageddon. Alright, next up, more French black metal. This is Deathspell Omega, Infernal Battles. Original Northern Heritage CD pressing. Booklet's not in the best of shape, but the CD was pretty good, so. I actually keep meaning to check out the newest Deathspell Omega album just because I've heard so many people say that it's like really good. It's better than the last album, which the last album I never bothered to listen to because I didn't like the one that came before that. So, I don't know. I'll probably give it a listen at some point. I mean, Deathspell Omega, and this is the case with a lot of people, you know, it's just one of those bands where I really only care about the first two albums, you know? They just got a little too weird for me after that point. But we'll see. Anyways, you all should know this. That's Deathspell Omega Infernal Battles. Next up, we got some Drawing the Light. This is World Devourer. Limited to 300 copies. Got the CD there. Let's see if I can pull out the booklet. Pretty nice stuff there. So, I wasn't super crazy about this EP. I've kind of felt like there hasn't really been too much memorable stuff on the last few Drawing the Light releases. And it's been kind of disappointing. The last full length that came out, I've been listening to that one a little bit more, and that one it's definitely grown on me a lot more. I just kind of wish he would, I don't know, I really liked the style on like An Alignment of Dead Stars, and, you know, even if he did another album that sounded like From the Abyss, it's like, I was even listening to other albums like a lot more, like Catacombs of Blood, and I just wish he would kind of go back to that style more. Just a lot of like times the heavy kind of synth style that he's kind of doing now just kind of, for me, it gets old. Like, I don't know, it's not as exciting. I don't know how else to explain it. But anyways, that's just me though. I'm not knocking the newer releases at all, or at least I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that the last few releases have not been super impressive. But anyways, still a solid EP. It's not terrible by any means. It's, you know, it's Drawing the Light doing Drawing the Light, and that's, I'll just leave it at that. World Devourer. Next up, we got some Polish black metal. This is Gantina Cry. I know there's a massive glare right there. I'm just going to pull this out that way. We don't have that problem. So you got the booklet here. So this is basically just a compilation of material from their various releases. And then there's the CD, but the CD actually has the wrong release printed on it. As you can, I don't speak Polish, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but you can see it right there. That those two release titles are not the same thing. But this was from what I was able to, from the information I was given, this was an early Battlefield Records release, and it was just kind of one of those things where things got screwed up with the pressing, and like, see, like with this, there's also no back insert because it just comes with this case. The later pressings of this one did come with a back insert, but this is an earlier one, so it didn't. So, yeah. But anyways, great Polish black metal. And then next up, I already talked about this album, but because I also grabbed it on CD as well, just for the fuck of it. The Intestine Ballisms album again. Very nice packaging and shit. Booklet's got lyrics. Yeah, so we really just need that vinyl reissue this time, or now. There's that put out through the same label that did the tape. They should still have copies in stock too. I'd be surprised if it was sold out. So definitely go check out Sewer Rot Vault. Sewer Rot Records. Yeah. Alright, next CD. We got some US black metal. This is a USBM band. Features a couple of buddies of mine. This is Lurid with Fire Spell. Put out through Vendetta Records. So this is just really, it's kind of, I would say it's definitely more on the atmospheric black metal side. I would say, I would definitely recommend this for fans of Spectral Wound and stuff that kind of sounds like that. You also got more lower kind of like guttural vocals on this, but then you also have like your traditional black metal vocals as well. So if that's something that strikes your fancy, then you should like this. But overall, the riffs are fantastic, good songs. This is an EP, but it also comes with their demo from last year as well. So definitely go check this out. Putting my biased opinion aside, definitely, you know, better than most US black metal that's coming out, or just most black metal in general. So yeah, throw away your old Nick and side end records and actually buy something good. I will never, and I will never stop saying that. Alright, next up. Got some more French black metal. This is Sacrificia Mortuorum with the debut album. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Put out through Battlefield Records. Got that behind the CD there. Show all the pages. Just kind of flip through a few there. Yeah, excellent French black metal. One of my favorites for sure. Alright, next up. We actually have a split between Thunderbolt and Kataxu. So this is has the Black Clouds Over Dark Majesty release, and which Kataxu release, Roots Thunder. Kataxu, I am not familiar with that band other than the material that's on this split. But obviously, Thunderbolt, anybody that watches my channel on a regular basis knows that I love Thunderbolt. Put out through a label that I've never even heard of, Ancestral Research Records. So I could be totally wrong about this, but I think this is the only CD release that contains the Black Clouds Over Dark Majesty release. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. So you got the booklet here, got the Thunderbolt guys. That. I actually bought this from Klaxon a while back, because like a couple of years ago, it was during the fucking, you know, when COVID was bad, so it was like mid 2020, and I bought this along with a couple other records, and my package ended up getting lost, so I never got the CD, and I couldn't find this anywhere else, because it was all, anywhere else it was sold out, they didn't have it, And then finally, I think I grabbed this off, I think I got this off eBay or something, I don't know, for a semi-decent price just because couldn't find it anywhere, and I really wanted it, mainly just because I really wanted to have Black Clouds Over Dark Majesty on CD. But, so yeah, that's the main reason why I wanted this. The Kataksu material is great as well, but if I'm being honest, the main reason I bought this was for the Thunderbolt side. But yeah. So there's that. Other than that, though, this is a great split. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. I'm just in kind of a... I'm in a weird mood today. I don't know what it is. Alright, next up, we're going to move on to the records. And we're going to start off with everybody's favorite Persian/Italian. So you guys already know where this is going. This is Atesh. Duh, because what other band would I be talking about after mentioning Persian and Italian? So this is a compilation of unreleased, or not unreleased, but basically Atesh material that was released on like super limited releases. It's got the track from the split with Tota Strafe, which was limited to 88 copies, and some of the other material that's on here was from a 7-inch that was only limited to 100 copies. So stuff like that. And then literally just comes with this insert, which is really fucking pointless in my opinion. And then this is just black vinyl. There was a blue vinyl. I think it was like an 88 copy limitation or something. But that's one of those things where it's like it's only distributed through Asrar and it sells out in 2 seconds. Because, you know, you're not cool unless you have that color variant. But, yeah. Great material on here. Always nice to add some more Atesh to the collection. Alright, and next up we have the most recent full length. So this is actually like a kind of a big case kind of thing. Yeah, see how it's like that there. And then this is like the actual gatefold cover. So it's pretty nice packaging. There's a gatefold. And then also just black vinyl. I'm not going to bother pulling out the other LP. And then it comes with a massive fucking poster. Like, this thing is fucking huge. Yeah, it's pretty fucking big. I can't even get the whole thing in the camera. But you guys get the gist of it. So, I personally think this has got to be his best material to date, and I'm not the only one who said that. I mean, there's a lot of people that say that, you know, this is one of those bands that's, you know, overhyped, the records are too expensive, you know, and stuff like that, but compared to his Vietnamese counterpart, at least this guy, for the most part, keeps his stuff in press. The releases are always good quality, and the music is consistent, you know? I mean, I think this is better than the newest Vathana, you know? So yeah, Atesh. If you're one of those people who boycotts Atesh because you think it's just solely a Vathana ripoff project, please get your head out of your ass and actually listen to the fucking project. Hey, you guys like my little White Castle glass there? I promise I don't eat White Castle at all. I don't even remember the last time I had White Castle. I think that glass was originally my grandma's or something like that, and it was just something that ended up with me. I don't know. Alright. White Castle's one of those things where it's like, it's a good drunk meal, or like a good like hangover meal. Other than that, it's not really good for anything else. Alright, next up, we got some French black metal. Definitely some reissues that were long overdue. This is Base Mahache with Ab Origine Fidelis. I tried. So this was put out through a French label, but Osmos was doing the distribution. Though, and you got lyrics on this side. That's a printed inner sleeve. Though, they use the same kind of sleeves that Osmos does. Gray vinyl. So, which leads me to believe that Osmos did not want to release it with their name on it because they didn't want the NSBM associate. They didn't want to be associated with, you know, the NSBM aspect of it. But it's okay, because they'll still put out Hate Forest records and everything will be okay. You know, that's fine. So this one also comes with a 7-inch, which this album is almost an hour long, so yes, they couldn't fit the whole thing on one LP, so they had to put 2 songs on a 7-inch, but they did it in the stupidest fucking way possible. And I have another record that's like this too. So basically, you would listen to side A first of the 12-inch, then you listen to side A of the 7-inch, and then you go back and listen to side B of the 12-inch, and then you listen to side B of the 7-inch. So fucking pointless. Personally, you don't really, if you're listening to this album, you have this on vinyl, you don't even need to listen to this, because the side A track is basically just like a little kind of interlude kind of thing that doesn't really mean anything, and then side B is just an absurd cover, which I'm pretty sure it's mandatory for every fucking NSBM band to cover Pestance, because holy shit, it's fucking retarded how many bands cover that song. It's kind of like how it was mandatory for every black metal band back in the 90s to cover a Bathory track or a Venom track. It's basically like that. But in this case, with NSBM, it's like you have to cover at least one absurd song. And it's either Eternal Winter or Pestance. But anyways, back to Base Mahache. Excellent band. They put out, so far, one of the best black metal releases this year. But this debut, I have this on tape as well, but I haven't listened to it in a while. And definitely, this full length is definitely something special, or this debut in particular. So, great stuff. And again, if this is one of those things where you're turned off by the band because it just seems like it's a Peste Noire ripoff, don't. Beige Mahache overall, I think, is a much better band than Peste Noire. I may get some flack for that, but when you compare their overall discography to Peste Noire's, theirs definitely holds up better. And then we have another one here. This is the third full length, I think. For some reason, that when they were doing the reissues, they skipped Le Grand Suicide, which that's like my personal favorite, so I don't know what's going on with that. But got the gatefold there. Comes on this kind of red translucent vinyl. And then you got a printed inner sleeve as well. So yeah, they did a good job with these reissues. Like I said, I'm really hoping that Le Grand Suicide gets that reissue next, because they skipped that one for some reason. This album's really good too. This album in particular, this is just one of their albums. I just didn't really listen to it a whole lot, but I was listening to it last night. I'm like, God damn, this is like a really good album. Like, I don't know why I didn't listen to this album more. So, yep. And guys, these should still be, well, at least hopefully by the time this video is uploaded, they will still be available through Osmos. I would definitely grab them before they're gone, because it's going to be one of those things where they're not going to be cheap once the eBay flippers get their hands on them. Alright, next up, we're going to go back to Gantina Cry. This is Wellowy, which, in my opinion, one of the best Polish black metal releases. I mean, this is probably tied with Black Clouds Over Dark Majesty for me as like the best Polish black metal release. So this was this is the only vinyl pressing of this, put out through Hellfire Records in 2012, limited to 500, and this is 144. And it's just black vinyl. There's nothing really to show there. Yeah, I talked about this release not too long ago. It was one of my recent collection updates. If it wasn't the last one, it was the one before that. I got the CD, so yeah, I really wanted the vinyl as well, because I don't see this getting a vinyl reissue anytime soon. It'd be nice, but I don't see it happening. So yeah. Glad to have picked this up. Excellent. Just a masterpiece of Polish black metal. That's Gantina Cry with Wellowy. Alright. Next up, we got some Hate Forest. I remember I was just talking about this. So this is Hour of the Centaur. Took me forever to actually find a copy of this. I guess they just recently did some represses, and I was able to fucking, get a copy, because I missed like the first couple of pressings when they came out, when this album was released. And for some reason they just sold out fast, because I couldn't find them anywhere. By the time I was actually ready to buy the album, I couldn't find them anywhere. And then more recently, before I got this, the only distro I saw that had it in stock was Asrar, and I'm just like, with how crazy the shipping prices was, I was like, I don't really feel like paying because they only ship DHL. So shipping is like 30 something bucks. And I was like, you know, when you add that plus the cost of the record, you know, in the European or the transition to euros or from euros to USD, it's just like I don't feel like spending that much on a record that just came out. So luckily I was patient and waited, because now like pretty much all of like the main US distros had restocked it at this point. So if you guys still need this, now's the time to get it before it's gone again. So I think Nuclear War Now and Hell's Headbangers got copies. So yeah, Hour of the Centaur, released in 2020. This was Hate Force's comeback. And holy shit, what a comeback it was. Comes with a massive booklet. It's just got a like bunch of dreary kind of pictures. Nothing really too crazy. And then I grabbed the white vinyl. And then, like I said, put out through Osmos. Yeah, I would say this is probably my second favorite Hate Forest album after Purity. I really like this album. So yeah, I know a bunch of people have already talked about this album at some point. It's something that's already made the rounds, but I was just a little late to the party grabbing it. But that was mainly just because I couldn't find it anywhere until recently. So, yeah. Hate Forest, Hour of the Centaur. Alright, so we're going to take a short little intermission from the 12 inches, and I'm going to show this 7-inch real quick. So I actually got this 7-inch. Where did I get this from? I think I got this from the same guy that I got the Gantina Cry record from. So this is the Signer Volin and Chemin Dehane split. So Signer Volin and Chemin Dehane did 2 separate splits. I have the other split on tape, and this is the other one. I don't know if this one came out on anything other than a 7-inch. It might have. I don't remember. But yeah, released through Paniac Records, limited to 500 copies. I got copy 361. There's nothing on the inside. It's literally just front and back like that. And then it comes with just a little... for some reason, this copy came with 2. It's literally just kind of like a liner notes / thank you kind of notes thing. So you got the Signer Volin side and the Chemin Dehane side. And then it's just black vinyl, Chemin Dehane, Signer Volin. So I remember I sent the guy an offer for this and the Gantina Cry record, and he accepted both, so I got them both for a lot cheaper than I would have originally. So I hate the fucking eBay sellers that... So this, I was trying to make an offer on this, on one record for this one guy. I don't remember what it was, but the guy wasn't taking anything lower than like a few dollars under his asking price. Then what the fuck is the point of having a best offer option if you're not going to accept anything below a few dollars of your standard asking price? I don't understand that. But anyways, that's just me rambling. But anyways, just kind of a basic split. Nothing too crazy, but 2 great projects. Alright, next up, we're going to move away from black metal. Actually, this is something that's on the complete fucking opposite like side of the spectrum. This is Michelle Branch with The Spirit Room. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are probably scratching your heads right now. I love Michelle Branch's first couple of albums. Don't really care for anything after that. But saw this was getting a vinyl reissue finally, and I was like, I gotta fucking pick this up. Like I said, I know the majority of you are probably not going to give a shit about this, but yeah, it's just black vinyl. So this has the re-recording, has a re-recording of the album plus the original recording. Which I wasn't too crazy about the re-recording. There were a couple of tracks where I was just like, okay, yeah, this is better than what was on the original, but overall, the original's better. There was also a blue vinyl version that was like $75, but it was also signed by her, and I was just like, fuck that. So I just went with the black vinyl, and this is one of those things that was stuck in pre-order hell because of the pressing plant. And then because of the way they shipped it, you can see like the fucking ring wear and shit. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because like I said, I know 99% of you guys will not care. But sometimes I just don't feel like listening to metal, and I decided to put something else like this on. So glad to have this. Alright, next up, go back into the black metal world. I got a couple of the Moonblood reissues. This is Embraced by Lycanthropy's Spell. Not a whole lot to show. I mean, pretty much all, like I said, I think I talked about this last time, that this was like they basically put like a standard, layout for all of these Moonblood reissues, so there's not really much to go through. It's pretty much one of those things where if you've seen one of them, you've seen them all. So there's that. And then I also picked up Under the Cold Full Moon. Oh, forgot to pull the insert out on that one. But they basically all look the same. It's just lyrics. I think this one has a battery cover on it. See what I mean? Yeah, they do Raise the Dead, which was, it was a pretty good, it's a pretty good cover. Fuck. I think it was this one. Yeah. So I forgot to mention on this one, they do a cover of The Trooper by Iron Maiden, and oh my god. Jesus Christ. I mean, A for effort, but goddamn, the vocals were just butchered. Iron Maiden is just one of those bands where I feel like a black metal band or just any band in the extreme style should just stay away from. Just that's just my opinion. So yeah, there's Under the Cold Full Moon. So I don't know. I think I've got all those Moonblood reissues. I don't know if they're going to do any more. I have to check and see if I'm missing any, but I think I've got them all. But yeah. Alright, so now we have the very last thing that I'm going to show. And this is now officially the most I've spent on a record. And this was one of those things where I did not think for a second that I was going to win it. And then it ended up being even better because I won it from somebody that I know, so I felt a hell of a lot better about the purchase. I should have just left those in there. Yeah, oh well. So anyways, picked up the Vothana on the Path of Honor 10-inch. The front and cover is literally just, the front and back cover is literally just 2 sheets. Put out through Werewolf Records, limited to 100 copies. This is copy 44. And it's just black vinyl. One side's blank, the other side's got Vothana written on it. And then it comes with a little insert. Of course, you got liner notes and the COVID spreader right there on the front. Oh, that joke will never get old. But yeah, I don't really feel like reading out that whole thing just because this video is already creeping up on an hour and I don't want to make it any longer than it needs to be. But yeah, very happy to have picked this up. This is one of my favorite Vothana releases. I'm not crazy about how much I had to pay for it, but then again, like I said, I didn't think I was going to win it. It was one of those things where the auction was ending overnight, and I was like, okay, I need to just kind of throw in like the absolute maximum I would be willing to spend. I can't even get this guy back in there. I'll just fuck with that after the video. Yeah, anyways, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I just gotta throw in like the maximum I'm willing to like spend. So I did, and then woke up the next morning and I was like, oh, you won. I was like, oh, sweet. You know, like I was not expecting that, but I did. So anyways, but like really glad to have picked this up. My bank account didn't like it, but I sure do. So, yeah. Motherfucker. Oh, now you want to go in. Apparently the birds don't like it either. That's why they're out there chirping their fucking asses off. Stop spending so much on fucking Vietnamese NSBM. Jeez, I may just need to get a new sleeve for this guy, because that's really tight squeeze. Yeah, I'm just going to fuck with that later. But yeah. Vothana on the Path of Honor, definitely the crown jewel in the collection now. For the longest time it was, I had the Drawing the Light, the Dark Hymns split or whatever, that 3-way split. Then I had that Signer Volin record, and now this has finally taken the crown as the most expensive record in my collection. How long that will stay like that will probably be for a while. Just because I don't have the money right now to spend that kind of money on fucking records. Because I do have a wedding coming up, so. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. You'll just kind of have to be patient with me with the updates, because I'm not really buying a whole lot. Like, I'm doing way more selling right now than I am buying. I'm going to put my Discogs and eBay link in the description. So you guys can check that out if you're interested in buying anything off me. But other than that, that's all I got. So, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.